Those of us who were involved in beginning the Cross Conference shared some passions that we just love. And we wanted them to be the DNA of a missions conference. Let me tell you a few of them. Number one, the glory of God. We believe that God created the universe to display his glory. We believe he meant to do it among all the nations. So if you're a lover of the glory of God, you're going to be a lover of the global glory of God. The line from the glory of God to global missions is a straight line. That's number one. Number two, the sovereignty of God. The sovereignty of God over everything. That is, over my suffering, over my salvation, over my circumstances, over my family. We are the kind of folks who believe not one bird falls from the sky apart from God. That's a quote from Jesus. Not a molecule moves anywhere in any element apart from God. And therefore, God's going to get it done. We love the victory implied in the sovereignty of God, but especially his sovereignty in conversion, because we're going to the places where people don't want us to come. They don't have any inclination to be Christians. Their hearts are stoned. They are dead in their trespasses. They have no interest in spiritual things. They have no knowledge. This is impossible, right? Therefore, the sovereignty of God is our hope. Third, the wrath of God. We believe that the worst problem of humanity is not sickness, it's not lack of education, it's not broken families, it's not drugs, it's not crime, it's not poverty, it's not hunger, it's the anger of God. An omnipotent God in all his holiness is ready to pour out his wrath upon the world. And fourthly, the gospel. I mean, the gospel is the good news that we have been justified by his blood. How much more then shall we be saved from wrath? That's Romans 5:9. And so there aren't many missions conferences that mark the wrath of God as the major problem for the world. And then lastly, I would just mention joy. We believe that the happiest life is a life devoted to savoring God and spreading his word. And we believe it's a joy in suffering. My key verse these days is 2 Corinthians 6:10, I believe it is, where it says, sorrowful yet always rejoicing. Sorrowful yet always rejoicing. If you have a theology of suffering and a theology of joy that comes from that verse, you will be able to endure. So these are the things we love about the Cross Missions Conference that set it apart, perhaps as different from others, but that's not our point. The point is not to be different. The point is to be faithful to the Word of God.